recruitment drive in Assam, 29,701 teachers get appointment today. Government committed to development of Gaon, Garib and Kisan, says Agriculture Minister in Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha adjourned over farm laws. Startup initiative generated 4.7 lakh jobs in defence sector, says Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. RBI projects GDP at 10.5% in 2021-22, keeps repo rate unchanged at 4% and reserve repo rate at 3.35%. And in Chennai Test, England 263 for 3 on day 1. Ruth's century and Sibley's 87 put England in comfort zone. Good evening and welcome to the Northeast News. This is Jushna Borwa with the news in detail. In the biggest ever recruitment drive in Assam, the state government distributed appointment letters to 29,701 teachers at a function at Horu Hojai Sports Complex in Guwahati on Friday. Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal and Education, Health and Finance Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma distributed the appointment letters to the teachers. Of the 29,701 appointments, 16,484 are teachers and non-teaching staffs in schools, junior colleges and colleges whose services have been provincialized. The remaining 13,217 are TET qualified fresh teachers. Sonowal in his address said that his government has given utmost importance for overall development of human resources in the state. He said by appointing near about 30,000 teachers, his government has fulfilled commitment made 5 years ago for solving school provincialization issue. Assam Education Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma said that today's teachers' appointment is the biggest appointment drive in the state.
Active policy jugedi dirhotare nijor protisthobhi dagi dharar nimitte agrohor hoise gotike hei babe agontok dinat amar jibanor hopon bilak দিঠকত পৰিণত কৰিব লগা হলে শিক্ষাৰ যোগেদিহে অসমৰ সমাজ জীৱনক শক্তিশালী কৰি তুলিব লাগিব। শিক্ষাৰ অবিহনে জীৱনত কোনো ব্যক্তিয়ে উন্নতি জখলাত দক্ষতাৰে বগাব নোৱাৰে। একোজন কলেজত
Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar asserted in Rajya Sabha that the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is committed towards the development of Gaon, Garib and Kisan in the country. Rajya Sabha today reconvened to discuss further on the motion of thanks on the President's address to the joint sitting of both the houses of the Parliament. Participating in the discussion, Tomar said that despite holding a series of threadbare level talks with farmer unions, none of the unions came up with the provisions which they think are contentious. Tomar said that the farm laws allow farmers to sell their produce even outside the APMC mandis. He added that in the open market, the farmers are not required to pay the tax levied in the mandis. Tomar said the government is committed to the goal of doubling farmers' income and the new farm laws are an instrument to achieve the same.
बातचीत की है, एक शब्द भी हमने उनके बारे में इधर-उधर नहीं बोला, संवेदनशीलता के साथ विचार किया है, लेकिन हमने ये जरूर कहा है कि आप प्रावधान में कहां गलती है, विनम्रता पूर्वक हमारा ध्यान आकर्षित करिए। हमने
Lok Sabha was adjourned till 6 p.m. following opposition uproar against 3 farm laws. When the House met for the day this evening, members from Congress, DMK, TMC, Left, SP and others trooped into the well, raising slogans against the government. The Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla urged the agitating members to maintain order in the House. Birla thanked the country's scientists for making advanced COVID-19 vaccines in such a short period of time and making India proud. He hoped that scientists will continue to make their contributions just like this in future as well. Amid noisy scenes, the Speaker tried to run the question hour. Members raised questions related to the Health Ministry and Health Minister Harshvardhan provided responses. He said India has received requests for vaccine supply from 22 nations so far. Out of these, supply has already been made to 15 nations as grant assistance as well as contract doses. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the Startup India initiative of the central government has encouraged 41,000 startups, thus generating 4.7 lakh jobs and fetching an investment of 4,500 crore rupees. Speaking at the Startup Manthan seminar on the sidelines of Aero India show today in Bangalore, the Defence Minister said that such programs as Defence India Startup Challenge, Innovators for Defence Excellence, Startup Manthan and IDEX Awards have acted as force multipliers to improve indigenous defence capabilities and technology-driven startup ecosystem in the country. The encouragement to startups in the defence sector, he noted, has created corporate models for developing cutting-edge technology in weapon systems within the country, making our nation self-reliant and Atmanirbhar. The minister informed that under the IDEX schemes, over 1,200 startups and innovators were provided opportunity to sell their ideas.
Setting up of young scientist labs in niche technology areas, programs like Innovation for Defence Excellence, Defence India Startup Challenge and IDEX for Fauji, etc.
The Reserve Bank of India today said that the monetary policy review has decided to continue with an accommodative stance of monetary policy to maintain status quo on key policy rates. This will continue as long as necessary, at least through the current financial year and into next year, to revive growth and mitigate the impact of COVID-19. The repo rate is kept unchanged at 4% and the reverse repo rate at 3.35%. While announcing the policy review, the RBI Governor Shaktikant Das said that the GDP growth is projected at 10.5% in the financial year 2021-22. Later in the day, speaking to the media, RBI Governor Shaktikant Das said the government and the RBI have discussed the idea of a bad bank and will examine the formal proposal on the ARC once it is made. Time now for a short commercial break. More stories to follow. Stay tuned.
तीन महीने में पैसे डबल।
वाह, फास्ट और हाई रिटर्न्स भी।
क्या स्कीम है? कल तो नहीं थी यहाँ।
और कल होगा भी नहीं।
तूने कभी 5 ओवर में डबल सेंचुरी मारी है?
ऐसे स्कीम के बहकावे में आके हम धोखा खा सकते हैं।
और आरबीआई कहता है अपना पैसा सुरक्षित रखो और समझदारी से निवेश करो। अगर ज्यादा रिटर्न के पीछे भागोगे तो रिस्क भी उतना ही उठाओगे।
और फास्ट रिटर्न से बच के।
और फास्ट बॉलिंग से भी।
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
Welcome back. Assam Forest Department and police arrested a most wanted rhino poacher cum trader from Naharlagan area on Friday morning in a joint operation by Bishwanath Wildlife Division of Kaziranga National Park and Assam Police. Along with the help of Arunachal Pradesh Police, the rhino poacher for Naharlagan was arrested. The accused has been identified as Jodi Gadi and he was allegedly involved in several rhino poaching incidents in Assam's Kaziranga National Park. Police said that the arrested rhino poacher had confessed his involvement in rhino poaching in the national park since 2011 and sold 6 rhino horns in Manipur till 2019. Police added the arrested rhino poacher also named few other persons' involvement in rhino poaching in the one-horned rhinoceros famed Kaziranga National Park. In cricket, England were 263 for 3 in their first innings at stumps on the opening day of the first test match against India at M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai today. England skipper Joe Root scored a classy century in his 100th test. He was batting at 128 when stumps were drawn. Root also guided young opener Dom Sibley, who scored 87. For the host, Jasprit Bumrah claimed 2 wickets while Ravichandran Ashwin bagged 1. Earlier, England skipper won the toss and chose to bat first. This game marks the return of international cricket in India after a year-long COVID-19 break. Mizoram government's Public Works Department yesterday issued a statement to clarify on missing funds under PMGSY. According to reports, 391.93 crore rupees under the centrally sponsored scheme has allegedly gone missing, and the department has been unable to pay bills to contractors for various works under the PMGSY. The statement said Mizoram received 640.08 crore rupees under the scheme during 2019-2020, of which 248.69 crore rupees were credited to the MIRRDFA account till March 31st, 2020. The balance 391.39 crore rupees was kept in deposit account D111. From 391.39 crore rupees, 156.94 crore rupees have been spent during 2020-2021. The balance amount 234.45 crore is soon to be released, it said. According to MORD guidelines, if 60% of fund from opening balance is spent at the beginning of financial year, new sanctions can be made after utilization certificate. A total of over 49,59,000 people have been administered COVID-19 vaccines in the country so far. Union Health Ministry said that more than 5,09,000 people have been inoculated with COVID-19 doses in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 61% of beneficiaries vaccinated are from 8 states and union territories. Meanwhile, the country's COVID-19 recovery rate reached 97.16% with a total recovery of more than 15,000 patients in the last 24 hours. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 1,51,460. A total number of 12,408 new cases have been reported in the country in the past 24 hours, taking the cumulative positive cases to over 1 crore 8 lakh. The Health Ministry said 120 deaths have been reported during the last 24 hours, taking the total to 1,54,000 across the country. Holding a caseload of 8 active cases, Arunachal Pradesh has 16,765 restored cases, even as the dead tallied 56. Assam has 1,728 active cases, 2,14,374 cured cases, even as the dead account for 1,084. In Manipur, active cases touch 113, while discharged cases logged 28,614. The tally for the dead is 372. Saddled with 63 active cases, Meghalaya restored cases account for 13,584. The death toll is 147. Mizoram has 25 active cases, followed by 4,342 cured cases, even the dead tallied 9. Nagaland has 63 active cases, followed by 11,970 cured cases, even as the death toll is 88. Reporting 82 active cases, Sikkim has 5,886 discharged cases. The death toll is 135. With 12 active cases on Tripura's turf, the state has logged 32,949 restored cases, while the dead touched 391. For more, viewers can also watch our bulletins and other programs on our YouTube channel, DD News Guwahati. To end the news, the main points once again. Biggest recruitment drive in Assam, 29,701 teachers get appointment today. Government committed to development of Gaon, Garib and Kisan, says Agriculture Minister in Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha adjourned over farm laws. Startup initiative generated 4.7 lakh jobs in defence sector, says Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. RBI projects GDP at 10.5% in 2021-22, keeps repo rate unchanged at 4% and reserve repo rate at 3.35%. And in Chennai Test, England 263 for 3 on day 1. Root's century and Sibley's 87 put England in comfort zone. And that's all in this bulletin. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.
টিভিৰ যেটো